Hi everyone, welcome to Spotlight On. Spotlight On is our opportunity to shine a spotlight on different departments across the college. It'll help us gain more of an understanding of how they contribute to the wider success of the organisation and any key achievements that they've had. So sit back and enjoy this. Danielle, I want you to sort of set the scene for us in terms of the L20 Commercial Department.
Yep.
Can you give us a quick introduction to the L20 team and what makes it such a unique part of Hugh Baird?
Yeah, of course. So the L20 Commercial Team are based in 3 areas. So we've got the Port Academy Cafe over in the Port Academy building, the HE Cafe, which is based in the University Centre, and the L20 Restaurant, which is our flagship, which is based in the Balliol building. So the whole idea of our team, or our whole job roles, are to support the real working environment for the students. So the students each day get put into various areas, front and back, across the 3 areas, and that's their real working experience. We're a team of professionals in our industry who have come from external job roles to come here to showcase what we did outside and help the students get their key qualities to be employability at the end.
Awesome. Okay, so what sort of industries and career paths do students get to experience through the L20 team?
So within the actual L20 Commercial Team here at the college, we have, like I said, the L20 Restaurant, which is our flagship fine dining. So they do kitchen experience and front of house, again, of that fine dining high standards. And we do have the other 2 cafe areas, which are both homemade food from scratch. And again, they experience the front and back of that fast-paced environment. Through the L20 Commercial Team, we bring in external guest chefs, such as Paul Askew, who will come in and he'll do an evening of fine dining cuisine of his standard. Our students will spend the day prepping it with him, and then in the evening we'll serve it to our 60-seater restaurant. And from these, our students tend to be able to do work experience, or from experience, some of our students have ended up with jobs in various restaurants around Liverpool city centre.
One over there.
We do indeed, yeah.
Sounds fun. So when we're looking at like the real world impact and student experience, how does the L20 team bridge the gap between classroom learning and real world industry experience?
So we work together quite closely with the curriculum team because what we do is we base our learning around their scheme of work. So front of house might be on coffee training at the time, or they're talking about the industry of coffee, the way coffee's made, etc., etc. And we'll bring that into the restaurant, and they'll get assessed on the coffee making skills. We'll turn that into a real working environment, and that day that student will be preparing all the coffee for the restaurant public. We do the same in both cafe areas. They might need till training, wine preparing, that sort of thing, and we'll incorporate that into our daily training whilst running the areas commercially as well.
Sounds a pound. Okay, so can you share any standout like success stories of students that have thrived because of the time with the team?
Yeah, so you're probably going to interview 2. So we've got ex-students such as Josh, who actually came to us quite late in the course. He joined us from travel straight onto our level 3 qualification. Quite an ambitious student who wanted eventually, I think, still to get onto those cruise ships. But through working with us, he did a lot of work experience, various places, and through our contacts of the Liverpool City region, currently works at the Pullman Hotel, supervisor now. Kaylee, who you're also going to interview, currently works at the Halyard, or the Voyagers restaurant, where we're just about to do a partnership with them for a week. We're doing a week-long takeover at their restaurant with our students. We've got a couple of students working in the art school in town with Paul Askew, and again they're of supervisory level as well. I think we've got 3 front of house. We've had kitchen students working in Roski, and various other Panoramic 34. wherever there's a big name, we've probably either got a student there or had previous students there.
Does that mean that you can get us dizzies?
We'll see.
Go ahead. Okay, so in fact, I'll ask that one in a little bit, but in terms of like innovation and excellence, L20 Team's more than just training.
Yep.
It's full like operational business. So how does the dynamic benefit both students and staff?
So I think as a commercial team, obviously we service the students within the two cafe outlets. So our whole day is based around servicing those students to a high standard to ensure every single learner has the ability to be catered for, whatever that may be, with the free breakfast or with the bursary amount that they get something that potentially they don't really have anywhere else. There's that sort of quality food for a really good price. So we do that for our students to ensure that they all get quality produce, homemade, seasonal. We don't buy anything in. And for the staff alike, really. So again, staff use us for their lunch and dinners as well. But at the same time, we can incorporate our L20 restaurant into using it for their students as well. So more recently, we've had students come from Thornton, 100% attendance. We're rewarded with a 3-course restaurant meal in the restaurant, and that's something that we encourage all the staff to use us for. We're always involved in a lot of the commercial events around the college, the student awards, the graduation, that sort of thing. So we try and cater for everything and anyone, regardless of what the event is. Like I said, we're all industry professionals, so the types of events that are being showcased here, we've probably done in a past vacancy, and that's what we bring to the table.
Awesome. Oh, are we, mate? There you go. Hot seat now, isn't it? Right. So, first of all, introduce yourself, like who you are and what's your connection with Hugh Baird.
What's my connection with Hugh Baird? So my name's Joshua McCafferty. So I know Hugh Baird through career connections. So I say career connections. They got me inside the L20 Hotel School, especially with Martin Headley. He's the one that got me inside the L20 Hotel School from travel and visitor economy all the way over to the hotel school. He's the one that basically sort of said to me, like, I say, if you want to go further with what your ambitions are of like cruise ships and like private yacht work and all that, then this is the place to do it. Like I say, go for it, mate. So I say, this is how I found out. I say Danielle. She also got me into the Pullman as well. So, and Big Stiotti, he's the one. I've got so many people. Trying to list the names.
So is that still your ambition then to get onto like private yachts?
Yeah, private yachts, yeah, cruise ship work, just anything. I say, just going international, just trying to find like loads of different work outside there. Yeah. Not free tax as well, no tax, yeah, exactly.
So in terms of when you were at Hugh Baird then, what are sort of some of the standout experiences that you had here?
Oh, so many. So as I previous Danielle just spoke about like the guest chef nights, so much work experience coming from that. I say I went down to the Article myself as well, went on a trial shift down there. There's so much going for you, let's say, like just try and get the opportunities in there. They build so much for you as well. Like CVs look insane with all like the work experience that you got off them as well. And I say they give you so many like good tips as well on how to benefit yourself really, yeah.
And if you were a prospective student coming here, what would be like your sort of key message to anybody and what do you think people could expect?
I'd always say, like, keep going forwards. I say it can be very stressful, but I say that's work for you, especially, like I say, if you're going into this sort of level, this sort of industry, it will be stressful. But I say there's always loads of benefits that come out with it. And what can you expect for it? Like, I don't know, you can expect so much from it, like a good career in what you want to do. I say, if this is your passion, go for it.
Definitely. Love that. And seeing as how this is all about recognition and we want to shine a spotlight on the team and the staff that we've got here,
yeah.
Do you have anything that you'd like to pass on to anybody? Is there any specific shout outs to anybody that's guided you? Or?
There's so many people. There's literally so many people. Just to list a few: Danielle Cox and Stiotti. They've been absolutely fantastic. No, but everyone, literally everyone, even classmates that were there as well. Like so many other people, even students that are still here right now. Like there's so many people to list off the top of my head. But yeah, so many.
Okay, mate. Well, cheers for your time coming in.
Thank you so much. Pleasure to meet you as well.
Cheers, lad. So what are you studying at the moment then?
Level 2 hospitality and catering, and so it's two things included in it. So it's professional cookery and then the food and beverage side of it as well.
Okay. And are you first year, second year?
Second year.
Second year?
Yeah.
Okay. How was first year?
It was good, easy.
Yeah, easy?
Easy.
Okay, sounds like you're flying now then.
Yeah.
Okay, how are you finding second year?
It's pretty much the same really, but more challenging because they expect a lot more obviously with you being level 2.
Okay. So we know about super yachts over there. So what are your aspirations for once you leave Hugh Baird?
I'm wanting to go to the Navy.
To the Navy? Well, just jump on that boat with it. Okay, so you want to go to the Navy. What sort of skills do you feel like you're picking up at the moment that are going to help you when you go to
A lot
the
of
Navy?
teamwork and communication skills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and what have the staff been like in terms of supporting you? whilst
Really
you've been
good.
here? Yeah.
Yeah,
Any
amazing.
specific shout outs? You don't have to just give these guys my you know?
Kelly.
Kelly?
She's the sous chef in the restaurant, the L20 restaurant.
Okay, and what is it about Kelly?
She's Kelly.
Who's Kelly? Yeah.
She's good. She's really good. She's dead supportive.
Okay.
And obviously she's there if you need.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Okay. And then if you were to be a prospective student coming to the college, what sort of message would you give to anybody?
Again, like what Josh said, just go for it because it is all worth in the end. And yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers. So, we touched on before about like the real world impact to student and the student experience. So, what's the most rewarding part of seeing students develop the skills within the L20 environment?
Okay, so the development of the skills for the students, especially Josh, who you've just interviewed before. Josh entered the competition, one of 800 entrants, got down to the last 5 out of 800. Spent a week in London doing loads of masterclasses, and that's a standout, competition moment for us. That's helped him progress in the industry as well.
Yeah. So, what's the most rewarding thing that you get out of your role?
Most rewarding bit for me is the students getting jobs at the end of it. Yeah. And then, I can go into Liverpool to a restaurant till I go, I stay. Someone serving in there. Yeah. And sometimes I might even get a little bit of a discount. Yeah,
I was going to say, I need to go for a scran with you then.
Yeah, the most rewarding thing is definitely the students getting jobs. If a student, if I was a student at L20 at Hugh Baird College, if someone had said to me in the last 3 years, I've been to Italy, Seville, Valencia, Barcelona, I've been to Copenhagen, this is all the places where our students have been over the last 3 or 4 years, yeah.
Is that with job placements there?
That's with work experience, with enrichment, yeah. All for the good of themselves and to better themselves as hospitality professionals.
So what steps does the department take to stay ahead of industry trends and ensure that students get a cutting-edge experience?
Okay, yeah, so I think one of the main things that we do at L20 and at Hugh Baird College is the collaboration between commercial and curriculum. We've got such strong links with the industry in the Liverpool City region. We've got top chefs, we've got hotel managers, all the top industry professionals come to the college. They'll do guest chef nights, they'll do lectures, they'll do master classes, all so we can stay ahead and we know what's going on in the industry. Right. And that's how we move, yeah.
So during your time here before you went working away and then since you've been back, what differences have you noticed within the department?
Okay, the main difference is the L20 restaurant.
Danielle Cox.
The L20 restaurant and the commercial team, yeah, we didn't do it, last time we didn't have a commercial team, so we didn't have head chef, a sous chef, we didn't have restaurant managers. So the RWE aspect was just the kitchen and a restaurant that was run by teachers, if you like. This time, having the industry experience of the commercial staff is just the best thing for students. They're getting real life experience on a day-to-day basis in the L20 restaurant.
Okay, so can you give us any examples of any exciting projects that the L20 Commercial Team has recently been involved in?
Yeah, okay, so we've got a really exciting project coming up after February half term where we're doing, it's probably the first I've heard of a full hotel takeover for the L20 hotel brand, if you like.
Right, okay.
We're taking over the Halyard Hotel, which is part of the Vignette collection.
Right.
Now, the Halyard in town is probably the first in the Northwest. It's a really good boutique hotel, so our students are going to be working there for 7 days. Wow. Kitchen, front of house, master classes, cocktail training, working in all aspects of the hotel and reception, stuff like that.
That's amazing.
So we're going to take that over for the full week.
Love that.
That's going to be really exciting.
Okay, is that students from just specific year groups or right?
Do you know what we do have specific enrichment for different levels, but this one we're going to have all students level 1, 2 and 3 because we want them all to have a little feel of what it's like to work in a hotel.
Thinking about the team behind the success, because after all, you guys did win the Excellence Award, wasn't it? At the HBOs recently?
Yep.
Okay, so,
By the way.
well deserved, yeah, and well cheered as well when you won it. So, the L20 Commercial Team powered by an amazing team, but what do you think makes the staff and the team so special?
Teamwork. That's the only way we get through each day. So there is only a small group of us. I think there's a perception that there's a lot of commercial staff knocking around. There's not. So you've got a small team that work in the Port Academy Cafe. So you've got Vicky, Emma, Mandy and Chris is the chef in there. And then we've got the HE Cafe as well, which is Denise and Shelley Heffy. And then our restaurant team is John and Kelly and myself and Nicola at the front. And then we have technicians as well who work between the commercial and curriculum areas, Adele and Roz. And that's us basically. And we run a full 3 busy commercial areas each day with that amount of staff. The only way we can work together is, like I said, teamwork. We're constantly on the phone to each other. Can we have this? Can we do this? Blah, blah, blah. Student's not turned up. Student has turned up. Can we borrow a student? Can you do this? And we base our whole day around the reliability of the students. They are our staff in effect. So if we've got 60 covers booked in the restaurant and we're planning on having 6 students and only 2 turn up, we're still serving the 60 covers in the restaurant. Right. So that's what probably makes it so special is the reliability of the students for us is massive. But as well as all these other things, we do get asked for a lot of internal.
Yeah, generally from me.
Yeah, I was trying to say that. Yeah. So it might well be. Yesterday was quite a good example. So yesterday we had a really busy restaurant service. We had about 40 covers yesterday with only 2 students. Our Port Academy Cafe was the busiest it's probably ever been. Same with our HE, and then you had a internal training course, which we did a street food style buffet for you as well. All these things are ongoing at the same time. Again, served by our students.
Yeah, I will back that. With courses, with leadership course that we've been running, we've asked Danielle and the team to put on some food for us at lunch. We've said we've got no budget, but make magic happen, haven't we? And you've absolutely smashed it every time. So I think, to be honest, people are just turning up for the scran rather than the course now.
I think that's what we want to do. We want to be seen all around the college. We say that all the time. No matter what it is, no matter what people are asking for, who it is, where it is, we want to be seen that, oh, where did you get that from? Where did you get that? Steve's actually been out and about today with some Valentine's Day cupcakes that we've made. Yeah, so the college tends to, is it Random Acts of Kindness scheme, so we're heavily involved in that. Steve's going out later on giving out roses if anyone wants to snag one of them.
Can I have one? Because I could do with giving one to my missus.
But yeah, we want to be seen around the college all the time, and the commercial and the curriculum team work together. We make sure we're, out and about all the time. The face of Hugh Baird.
Love that. Okay, so can you highlight any real success stories for your people, your actual team themselves, not your students, but anybody individually that needs highlighting?
Yeah, so obviously Kaylee mentioned Kelly before, who's our sous chef. So she actually started as a student way back in 2017. So the idea of her coming to college was to learn to cook for her kids. She just wanted to make homemade meals, couldn't cook before she came here. It was just something that she decided to quit a job and come to college and learn a skill, cooking being the one she picked. She did the level 1, 2 and 3 course, I think completed all 2 and 3 course, and completed those. Along the way, got work experience again through the commercial and the curriculum team that was at the time. She then went on to work in Anfield for a number of years and was a lead chef there, and then eventually a job came up in the commercial team back here, and I think the leaders at the time, the managers of the commercial team at the time, didn't skip a beat knowing who it was going to be, and invited Kelly back to work in the HE Cafe, just as a chef de partie. And then she worked herself up from chef de partie over to the Port Academy as chef supervisor, and she's now our sous chef in the main kitchen.
That's amazing.
So that is a definite success story.
Yeah, that is a full-on grow your own, isn't it? Love that. Okay, so how do you mentor and support students in developing the technical skills essential for like workplace professionalism?
So similar to what Steve said, we use industry professionals to showcase that. So we learn from them as well. So we'll go out to Crosby Coffee. Me and my team will go out and do a training session there, so we know that we're showing the students the right techniques. If we weren't to use Crosby Coffee, we'll go to a vineyard, or we'll go to somewhere, or we'll go to chocolate making classes for the chefs, just to make sure that we're up to speed, we're using the right techniques ourselves before we can show the students what to do. We spend long summer hours cooking off all our dishes that we serve in the cafes to make sure they're all right, because the idea being our students get a recipe in the morning, and they make that from scratch from top to bottom, so we make sure it's right first. So we just make sure we're ahead of the game all the time. We go on trainings and various CPD ourselves outside of the college, just to keep us on trend and know what we're talking about, really.
Awesome. Okay, so looking towards the future, I know that Steve painted a picture for us before about the hotel. What's next for the L20 commercial team? Like, are there any upcoming projects other than the hotel, or any developments or anything like that we should be aware of?
So I think Steve touched on the competition that's currently ongoing within the L20 areas. So it's part of the Nestle Tote Door competition. So I think there's 19 students involved in a competition front and back with various specifications, which you'll see all over our social medias come the next few weeks. They will then be selected to go to heats in York if they get through. Semi-finals are... What's he the semi-finals, and then I think the final of that, as Josh did, is in London, and then there's if we get a winner out of that, there's a week-long trip to somewhere hot, I think. Can't think where it is off the top of my head. We've got the upcoming shoring project, so the students are off to Cyprus for 3 weeks, where they're going to be working, living around the areas where they're staying. So that's coming up in the end of March. We've got various events on in the restaurant. So tonight we're doing a Valentine's Day special. We've got an inspirational women's dinner coming up on March the 7th, which will be all based on inspiring women, whether it's chefing or not chefing, and served by our inspiring sous chef. We've got the students are going to Dublin for a day. They're going to get a tour of the Guinness factory, and there's various other projects planned while they're there. They're only going for 12 hours, I think. They're also going to Wales. Steve's taking his level 3 students to Wales, where they're going to meet up with Ellis Barry, who's one of our good friends who we work alongside with. We work alongside Ellis Barry quite often. He's previously done guest chefs. They're going to go and do master classes in the restaurant. They're going to see where they pick the produce, and then they're going to be staying, and they'll learn a hell of a lot there, I think. We've got they're going to the venison farm as well, the students, to go and learn how to butcher, to name a few. But yeah, over the next few months, straight through the academic year, we always have a full events programme for the restaurant specifically. And then, like I said, we get involved in the student awards, the HEL do that, the girls in the port are always involved in various different themed events. They've got Valentine's Day specials all week, then it'll be Easter, and so on and so forth. It never ends.
Amazing. Okay, so what are your aspirations for the team for the remainder of 2025?
So I think for the L20 restaurant itself, we want to be rivaling the industry in Liverpool City region. We don't want to be known as a college restaurant. We want to be rivaling the art school and those types of environments with the level of service, the standard of food, and the quality that we produce in the students to get jobs in those high-end industries based on what we've the skills we've given them. I think for the other commercial areas, we want people to know we're there for a start. I think we're probably not visible because we're in a couple of different areas. We want staff and students to know the types of food that you can get there, the type of quality food that you can get there, the deals, the events that go on in there as well. So we just want to be a little bit more visible and ensure that all our students know that regardless of their situation, there's staff there. They're not just front of house assistants or chefs. They're a team of people that work for the Hugh Baird College as well.
Amazing. Okay, almost done. So, if someone's watching and considering coming to Hugh Baird, either studying or as an employee within the L20 team, what would you say to them?
So I'd say do it for a start. No. For students who are looking to get into this industry, I don't think you could get any closer to the real thing by working alongside us. When we do open evenings, which there's one upcoming on the 6th of March, you'll see that we do cocktail masterclasses, we do tasters in the restaurant, we do little cooking skills as well, just to showcase what we do in and around the department. But as an employee, again, we look after each other. We're one big team. Commercial and curriculum. I know we're talking spotlight on commercial, but we can't do it without the curriculum team. We really, really couldn't. And I think as long as you wanted to work in an environment where you all work collaboratively with your own team, with the students, we are one big happy family. And I think for us as staff, the main goal is the students. We're all about the students. We want it to be student-led. We don't want the credit for anything that ever happens. It's the students that prepare and serve, and as long as they end up with, being employable at the end of the 3 years or however long they stay with us, regardless of whether that's in hospitality, we know we've done our jobs because we've given the skills that they need to be employable by the end.
Brilliant. All right. So, what's your favourite thing about working with the L20 team?
You can see a student on day one walk in who is terrified. They possibly have never seen a restaurant before, seen a kitchen, especially the industrial kitchens that we have. That student probably won't say boo to a goose for about 2 weeks. They've got no skills in the kitchen whatsoever. They're terrified of picking a knife up of any description, and then give them 6 months. Normally it takes us till about Christmas when we do our full Christmas service, and then these sort of confident students start emerging. And it's nice to see when you can see the skills that we've provided of giving the students the confidence to then be you know, on the pass at Christmas service, or leading their own section, or running their own section in the restaurant. So I think the best thing about our jobs is that sort of emerging butterfly at the end of a set period of time. Sometimes it might take 3 years, sometimes it only takes a few months, but we get those little quiet, shy ones. We get to see their personalities, and what they end up doing at the end is normally quite incredible. They're the ones to watch out for.
Love that. Right, very last question. In 3 words, describe the L20 team.
Hardworking, collaborative, and goal orientated. Is that 2 words? That could be one.
We'll go with it.
Yeah, that can be one.
Amazing. Boxed. Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right then.
Thank you.